guys can hear me? Great. Good afternoon, everyone. Very happy to be here. My name is Raagjeet. I've been in this industry for more than 20 years. Of the 20 years, more than 15 years with L'Oreal, started with Marico, Henkel, so been a long timer. And within L'Oreal, I have been in India, been in Australia, been in Paris, been in Vietnam. So definitely, when you really love beauty, when you love this industry, you really get to transcend different aspects of beauty in a beautiful way. And today, what we thought we will share with you is really about how does a world's leading beauty company called L'Oreal pretty much translates beauty at a local level. And it's all about global brands, but local preferences. And that's what pretty much is the theme that we want to talk to you about. So are you guys excited? Yes? All right, great. So on that note, all of us as marketeers, there are enough buzzwords that everyone pretty much talks about when it comes to marketing. Marketing, there should be some buzz. Marketing is all about influencer. Marketing, we need to use some few words. But honestly, we at L'Oreal believe it's all about seizing the opportunity. As the world's #1 beauty company, the first and foremost mission for us is consumer acquisition. And consumer acquisition starts from the fact what consumers are seeking for. And basis what consumers are seeking for, what product, what services, what tech can we really provide to these consumers, and that's what L'Oreal does on a daily basis. Let's have a look of what we do in beauty. All right, that was just to set context of what L'Oreal does and what we pretty much believe in terms of our values, what we stand for. And today, the three big things that I talk to you about are the key trends that are shaping the beauty industry in India. The #1 that we all know about is genderless beauty. Well, of course, there's still many brands which talk about men-specific products, women-specific products, but the reality is there is a genderless beauty that is pretty much shaping up the industry. The second and most important is beauty is an indulgence. When you indulge in this category, you pretty much go for aspiration. You go for products that deliver, that really help to make you feel and look beautiful. And the third is all about expanding beauty wallet. 80% of the consumers are ready for good quality products and convenience. That pretty much shows that India is consuming, and India is consuming across the country. And today, if I have to put together 4 big rules that we believe are important for any organization to pretty much talk to the Indian consumers, these are the top 4 ones. #1, be obsessed with consumer acquisition. And that's pretty much the #1 role for L'Oreal globally. The #2 is build larger than life mega brands. We're all here to build brands that are really big and who really connect to the consumers in a very meaningful way. The number 3 is, when you're really playing in the market, how do you play across online plus offline? Because it's all about being omni-channel, and how can L'Oreal play a big role in that. And number 4 is all about win in many Indias. We have realized over the years, over the 30 years of existence in India and being the beauty advisor for all the Indian consumers, we have realized that how North behaves differently from South, East behaves differently from West, how religion, how festivals play a very important role, and how can you tailor-make yourself in terms of the product services that you offer for the Indian consumers. And today I'm just going to talk about the 3 interesting examples to just share with you of how we believe these local relevance can be established. While we have more than 35 brands, it would have taken a lot more time to establish every case study, but we thought we'll take you through only the top 3 to give you a nuance of how we are doing some interesting stuff in different industries. The first and foremost is all about crowdsourcing through community. And we're finding this a very interesting model to make sure that consumers love us in a very different way. As a global brand, we have a lot of global ambassadors. We have a lot of Indian ambassadors as well. But for this specific launch, which was Sun Kisser that we just launched, we decided to actually hire an influencer that connects with the consumer, but also she's the one who also knows what consumers are really looking for. We actually did the first ever community validated launch. What was the whole launch about? There is a big need for glow in India, but at the same time, there is a lot of believability which is at stake. How do consumers believe that which product is really giving the right benefit? And especially with the plethora of brands and products available, how do you really choose the right product? So what we did, we collaborated with an influencer called Malvika. She's pretty much known for her makeup trends, and what she believes is what something that a lot of her followers believe in. But we told her that don't endorse this product. Actually, you give this product away to 350 people with a blind product. So people didn't know this is a Maybelline product. Let people try that product, and only if those 350 people tell you as an influencer that this product is great, you should then endorse this product. Because it's all about authenticity, it's all about relevance for the Indian audience. And the results that we saw out of this kind of a concept were massive. We really went across the country from all the 4 top metros to even the tier 2, where consumers really experienced first the product. They went back and told Malvika that, hey, I tried the product, it's a very interesting product, and maybe you should now endorse it. What it really helped the brand is, rather than being a very push-driven concept that we typically do, it became a very pull-driven marketing idea that really came from the consumers and community to make it a success. Today, Sun Kisser is one of the best-selling bronzer highlighter that we have across the e-commerce platform and doing superbly well for us on L'Oreal. So that's the first case study to talk about. The number 1 is to talk about how do we work on the world's number 1 beauty brand, which is L'Oreal Paris. L'Oreal Paris is one of the most established brands. It stands for imagery, it stands for aspiration, and it stands for Parisian look and feel. We signed up with Alia Bhatt, who's also known as a very strong woman who stands for women empowerment in a lot many ways. One of the key case studies when we were launching Alia also showed the fact that how there is a clear dichotomy of being a woman in India and how people really think about when it comes to your own aspiration. And when we met consumers, they were all talking about, yes, you can achieve your goals, but there is a limit to it. How can you pretty much cross that limit? And with that, Alia helped launch this campaign for us. Can we have the video, the volume, please? If you want to go back and just come back on the slide.
सपने देखो पर अपनी हदें मत भूलो.
Speak up, but don't think you'll be heard.
Look good, but don't look too skinny or too curvy.
We've heard these things so many times, है ना?
So what do I say in response? कुछ नहीं. क्योंकि what what's important is what I say to myself. I say koi
Sorry? You didn't play the whole video, but it's okay. I think you got the gist of what Alia was really talking about, and that really connected
सपने देखो,
superbly well. All right,
पर
let's
अपनी
see.
हदें मत भूलो. Speak up, but don't think you'll be heard.
look good, but don't look too skinny or too curvy.
We've heard these things so many times, है ना?
So what do I say in response? कुछ नहीं. क्योंकि what's important is what I say to myself. I say कोई भी opinion cannot limit who I am and who I can be. मैं सपने देखूंगी और आसमां को भी छू जाऊंगी. I can speak up and be heard loud and clear. Look good and accept my ever-changing body. क्योंकि that is the true test of my self-worth. The words that I say to myself and the choices that I make. Because my worth is my choice. I'm Alia Bhatt. I'm worth it, and so are you. Laurie.
All right. I hope you got the gist of how a brand really tries and connect in very different ways. And we also felt that women empowerment is a cause that is so true to L'Oreal that we really believed that this is the way we want to build the brand in a strong way when it comes to India. Whether it was through a social campaign or it was also through the way we connected with the consumers on the product side of it. The third, sorry, the slides are moving by itself. Can we just stop them, please? The third, and again a very interesting way through which we are connecting with consumers is insights that work in India. We are very happy that we just signed with Mahendra Singh Dhoni on one of our most deeply penetrated products, which is Garnier. And Garnier today is synonymous when it comes to hair color. And one of the big category drivers on hair color is trust. Today, Mahendra Singh Dhoni is being synonymous to trust in the country in a lot many ways. But the idea was, how do we use and engage him in a very differentiated way? What was the big idea? Over the last 10 years, we've been talking about the secret, a secret between husband and wife, which really talks about what is the natural looking color to their happy married life. And how do we use Dhoni and his wife Sakshi in a very interesting way through which this brand was being built. The number one category driver in this is trust. And we said if Dhoni has to talk about trust, how does it connect to the Indian audience? We use this entire angle, and I'm sure all of you watch cricket, which is the entire sign for DRS. And DRS sign was being converted on Dhoni review system. And the Dhoni review system already spoke about how this product delivers to the Indian consumers, and that T stood for trust. And that's the way we started building with him, that if Dhoni trusts on it, if the India trusts on it, then definitely it is the India's most trusted hair color. And that's the way the brand was built across different touch points. I'm just going to show you a way it really caught on social, it caught a lot of the meme culture, and talked about how this Dhoni review system and trust can be very synonymous in an industry which is so different on hair color, where you would not straight away associate hair color with these kind of codes. What was interesting is, it's the first time that the two of them were being seen together in a very different way. The views that we got was something that we had not seen in only 10 days. 350 million views just in 10 days in the way consumers connected to the concept and how people were able to associate what a hair color can potentially deliver.
माही, आजकल बड़े कैंडिडेट इंटरव्यूज दे रहे हो?
कौन सा?
ये वाला?
How do you look like you are in your 30s at 43?
Beard color and hair color.
सच ही तो बोला.
अरे एक सेकंड, कलर पर इतना भरोसा? क्रेडिट तो दे सकते थे.
किसको?
मुझे यार, कलर तो मैं ही करती हूँ. तो कैंडिडेट कैसे हो पाते?
कुछ भी.
कोई पूछ लेता कौन सा कलर तो क्या बोलते?
सारे सीक्रेट्स थोड़ी ना आउट करूंगा.
हाँ हाँ, धोनीवर्स और उसके ट्रस्टेड सीक्रेट्स.
By Garnier, naturally.
So these were just ways through which, how do we really connect with the audience in a very different way. Today, Garnier is India's most trusted hair color. but the idea was to really connect with an ambassador that truly connects with the Indian consumer and drive the local relevance. So in interest of time, I have only 30 seconds left. There's exactly some 3 of the case studies that we wanted to talk to you about. One, really, how do we connect with community in a very interesting way? Number 2, as the global brand, which is the world's #1 beauty brand, how do you drive local relevance by really connecting with some true causes? And number 3 was all about elevate insights through cultural relevancy in India. Thank you so much. If there's any question, I'm happy to answer that. Thank you.
Do you want to take a question? Yes. If you have any question for Mr. Garg, please raise your hand. We'll bring the mic to you. A great time to ask a question. Yes, sir. Can we go to the center table there, please?
Hi, my name is Rajiv.
Hi.
I'm from a research background, so I'll be talking about some. Historically, beauty in India stood for long hair, especially in the women context. Now, with things changing, with a lot of women having short hair, etc., how do you see this kind of a trend, impacting hair-led beauty?
See, firstly, I think as L'Oreal, we have, as you know, our tagline, because you're worth it. And when you say you're worth it, that transcends across everyone. And there is no one definition of beauty that we pretty much say that this is the right definition of beauty. And the way we believe beauty is pretty much moving towards is exactly that. There is no one way to define it. For you, curly hair could be the way that is the right way of defining beauty. For someone else, it's still long hair. The role of L'Oreal is that if you believe curly hair is the right way, what can I offer to you? What can I ensure that from a product, services, beauty, tech, that I can ensure that helps you in your own imagination of beauty? Because what we want to ensure is definitely tell consumers there is no one definition and you have to draft your own code of beauty, and L'Oreal is your support, is your enabler to ensure that it comes through in the right possible way.
That comes to my next question. Starting from what you said, North, East, West, South behaves differently. What my belief is, what little research shows, that South looks for long hair, North looks for etc. So as a single brand, how do you cater to this fragmented market in India, which is relatively more complex than the US and things?
It's a very interesting question. I think that's where a lot of partners here also play a very important role, because today, with the way the media and the influencer community is also spread out, you're able to make tailor-made content that works for a specific region. And you're no more dependent on only one asset or a one particular way to reach the entire country. Which is why for me, win in many Indias is such an important aspect to it, because maybe a consumer in Bangalore could also be very different from one part of the city to another. And the best way for us to reach is really through these community-led interactions. And how do you make your brand relevant in those communities will really make it much more organic rather than going the traditional way, which is one size fits all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.